first thing, congratulations to you, Tyson. You've added one to the clan since we've last spoke to you. So congratulations on the birth of your daughter.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you.
Absolutely. Just since you've arrived here back in the States, I mean, I know you're more than anxious. I'm sure you were ready to fight yesterday. But if you can just give an opening comment about how excited you are that we are days away from fight week now, finally.
I'm very excited. Very looking forward to this fight. Very motivated. Very focused and determined. And I cannot wait for it to be October 9th. I wish it was this weekend, but I'll have to wait one more week until I get these big hands on Wilder. For the third time. One of the few heavyweight trilogies we've seen since, I believe, Riddick Bowe with Vander Holyfield. So, yeah, really looking forward to putting a bit of history to this fight.
Now, last fight, you straight up told all of us exactly how the fight was going to go. Whether the media and the fans believed you or not, that's up to them. But this time around, when we first spoke at the press conference months ago, you said you plan to do the same thing, knock him out perhaps even sooner. I assume you're still standing by that statement at this point.
Yeah. I'm going to go all guns blazing, full out attack, all the infantry, straight out the door from round one until it finishes. It's either going to be me or Wilder. And I can't anticipate it being myself. I've never had a better training camp than I've ever had. I'm in the best shape of my life. You know, all the usual bullshit that fighters say, yada, 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 yada. Great shape, best camp. You know the story, Bob.
Once or twice, right?
Oh, this is actually true this time. And most of the times for me, I'm injury free, which is the most important thing. Really looking forward to it. Can't wait. Not much more I can say. Opening comment done. Fields open to questions.
Okay. And Bob, you were, for the record, you were one of those ones that believed exactly what Tyson said he was going to do last time.
Absolutely. Why would he lie? I mean, the thing that concerned me was, hey, he's saying what he's going to do. He's tipping off the other side. But who knew how stupid the other side was? They didn't believe him.
Well, they've made some changes to try to rectify that, and all will be settled when they step into the ring finally on Saturday, October 9th. But as the champion said,
we are heavyweight in the world that can beat Tyson Fury. Period. End of story. No heavyweight in the world now and in the near future.
I'm not going to argue with the boss man. So we're going to open it up now to the media. If you'd like to ask a question, please make sure to raise your hand in the queue, and Evan will unmute you and we will get your questions in. So send Evan a private chat message in the Zoom or raise your hand, and I will feed the questions directly either for Bob or for Tyson. So let's see who our first question is going to come from. Let's go to Keith Idek for the first question. Keith, go ahead and unmute yourself.
I did. Christina, do we get one question or two?
Two. I don't know how I feel. You can have two.
You can get three, Keith, if you want.
If Evan and Bob like you and Tyson, I'm hands off at this point.
I'm not being greedy. I just wanted to make sure. Tyson, you dispelled the myth basically that fighters can't really learn a lot in their first camp with a new trainer, because obviously you've performed so well in the fight against Wilder, the last one. What do you think worked so well for you in your first camp with Sugar Hill, and then what do you think Deontay Wilder might be able to change about himself in this first fight with his new trainer?
Good question. And the answer to that question is, it only took me 6 weeks to go from a slick boxing counterpuncher to an aggressive knockout puncher. With 6 weeks with Sugar Hill, changed me full style, full outlook on boxing. Deontay Wilder's had 16, 17 months, however long it is, since we fought, to change his style. I believe he probably could have got a degree from college in that time if he would have worked hard enough. Never mind change his boxing style. You know, anyone can do whatever they want in life. Everybody will have a game plan. Everybody will do what they think they're going to do, until what Mike Tyson said is 100% true. Until they get punched in the face, then they realize that they got to do what they got to do to survive. And that's what boxing is. Everybody's got a great game plan, until it comes down to it. And that's what it is.
And Tyson, my other question for you is obviously the heavyweight division changed a great deal on Saturday with Joshua's loss to Usyk. Just your perspective on the fight was, and of course how it changes what you might do moving forward after this fight.
I've only got one fight on my mind at the moment, and that's Deontay Wilder. He's the most dangerous heavyweight on the planet, barring none, and can end your career with one punch in any round. So I can't be thinking about what happened in other fights. I can only think about me. I know it's selfish, but it's a very selfish game that I'm in. So I haven't really thought about Usyk or Joshua. One thing I will say, though, while everyone's listening is I've got no interest in slating anybody, or kicking anybody while they're down. It ain't my style. I like to pick on someone who's doing well, successful, on top of the game. I don't like picking on people who are down and probably at the lowest point and probably mentally unstable and unwell with a big loss after such a long reign. So, Usyk done his job. He had to do what he had to do, and that's that. And Joshua's got to do what he's got to do. But like I said, none of my real business. Can't say I'm interested because I've got the bronze bomber to deal with. And then whoever's next, we'll deal with them, just like I've done the other 31 opponents I've already faced.
Okay. Thanks, Tyson.
Thank you.
Thanks, Keith. Next up in the queue is Dan Raphael. Go ahead and unmute and ask your question, Dan.
Hey, thank you very much, Christina. Hi, Tyson.
Hi, Don.
Tyson, my question for you is, so the delay has happened, and I wondered, it's been a while, but think back to the immediate aftermath of the second fight that you had with Deontay Wilder. I wanted to know how annoyed, or whatever the right word is, were you with all of the things that he said were his reasons why he lost? He said that you manipulated your gloves, that his trainer spiked his water, that his outfit was too heavy. There was like 10 different reasons why he claimed he lost. He could never seem to give you any credit for just beating him and being the better man on the night. What's your perspective about that?
I don't really make much of all the excuses that were flying around for so long. And I think it just made him a weaker character and less of a man, less of a fighter, because, when you get beat, you get beat. Shake the man's hand and move on. Lots of fighters have lost. Muhammad Ali lost fights. Mike Tyson lost fights. But it's what they do after they lose that makes them who they are. And I've not really got a lot to say about what Deontay Wilder was saying. It's none of my real concern, because when some people lose, they have to make up an excuse why they lost. And that's probably Deontay Wilder's reasons for going into this second fight, to convince himself of whatever happened. And that's up to him. Good luck to him in the fight, and we'll see if he can do anything better in the third fight rather.
Is that it for you, Dan? Okay. I guess that's it for Dan for now. We're going to go to the next question. Is from Jeremy with Fansided. Jeremy?
Hi, Tyson. You've been very open about your mental health struggles. You once explained to me that it's a daily struggle. While preparing for this fight, did you ever feel those struggles could jeopardize this fight or your success in the ring?
I don't never feel like the mental health struggle can jeopardize my fights, because all the time I'm training and keeping fit and I've got a goal and I'm motivated, then I don't get down, depressed or anxious. So that's why I train every single day in my life, and I don't take no time off.
As far as what we've seen from Deontay Wilder so far, the videos, the training montages, do you think there's anything that he could possibly do to better his chances in this fight going forward?
Yeah, I think he could try and land more punches on my face, and that will help his chances of winning.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Usually a good idea if you try and hit the opponent in the face as much as possible. Cheers, Jeremy.
Thank you, Jeremy. Next up, we have a question from Jonathan Nagoff. Jonathan, go ahead.
Hi, Tyson. Thanks for coming on. When Deontay says he's reinventing himself and, people look at his training footage, what do you make of that? And do you think you will see a different Deontay Wilder this time around?
I don't make much of it because a lot of people speak a lot of words and nothing ever gets done about it. But we'll see on the night. And I hope he brings a better fight, because last time was disappointing, really, to say the least. I trained for an absolute war, and it was a one-sided beatdown. So hopefully he can bring a much better fight this time and give me a challenge. That's what I'm here to be challenged. These challengers need to give me a good challenge. That's what I want, good challenges.
Bob, are you still there?
Yes.
Yep.
Bob, do you, kind of to that point, do you expect to see anything different from Deontay Wilder in this third fight?
What do you mean?
Do you think that?
To see, who the hell knows? I'm not involved with that camp. Sure, he's going to try something different, because he ain't going to want to do the same thing and end up getting knocked out. So he's going to try something different. What that'll be, I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to change the trainer.
But it's not going to help him, right? In my opinion, it's not going to help. Whatever he does, Tyson Fury is going to beat him. But yeah, he's going to try something different.
That's the bite I wanted first, Bob. That's that last part. Right there. Doesn't matter what he does. We got there eventually. Okay, on to the next question. Danny Flexen, you're up next. Danny, go ahead.
Hey Tyson, how you doing?
Hey, Dan, you all right, mate?
Yeah, good mate, thank you. You've got a fantastic record in rematches. Obviously, you're unbeaten overall, but you've always produced a better performance the second time around. McDermott, Chisora, Wilder, of course. With that in mind, what's the secret to improving against the same opponent second time in a row? And linked to that, what advice would you give Joshua to do the same against Usyk?
I don't know, Dan, to be honest. I just go in there and do what I always do. And that's try and be victorious and give 100%. That's all you can do, You can only do your best in boxing. And if it's not good enough, then you don't win. And if it is good enough, you move on to the next one. There's no secret, there's no rocket science to boxing. Although a lot of these fighters today try and make it quite technical and all this downloading data bullshit. I've never heard such bollocks in my life. It's two men fighting, punching each other in the face and body for 12 rounds or less. There's no rocket science to it. You got to train hard and get to bed early, eat right, drink plenty of water, and get stuck in best way you can. And if it's not going your way with the one game plan you have, change it up and do something different. Give your best, give all you can, leave it all in the ring, and don't be an if I woulda, shoulda, coulda. Don't never think to yourself, if I would have trained a bit harder or I would have given a bit more in whatever round, I could have done better. My advice to Joshua in the rematch is get stuck in the best way he knows how. Put his best foot forward and swing away, Jack, swing away.
Cheers, Tyson. Good luck.
Thank you.